Aloha and welcome to the 13th episode of Shop Talk. Today I'm here with Tyra. Tyra, say hi.
Hi.
So where are you from?
I am from West Orange, New Jersey, which is a very cutesy little suburban town in Essex County, New Jersey, the county that Whitney Houston is from, Kyrie Irving, and of course, Tyra Hughes.
Yeah. And what pronouns?
My pronouns are she, her.
Okay, wonderful. So today we talked about a little bit about doing like writing some lyrics together, but also Tyra brought her oracle deck.
Yes.
So we might do something involving that. Stay tuned. All right. So you mentioned that you just released your debut R&B album, MIA. Tell us more about that album and what inspires you to make R&B music.
Yeah, so what inspired the album, I just felt like I just kept continuing on with the same pattern of like liking someone and then them not liking me back, me being more invested in them than they are, and like me falling basically in lust with every single boy that I meet, and like and I realized like 2 years ago that it's because of like sexual assault trauma from my childhood, and like I didn't realize and register that that's what happened to me until 2 years ago, and it's actually tied to my spirituality in a way, because I was doing breath work and I was meditating and I was asking God and my ancestors to reveal something that happened from my childhood that I forgot about, and I was expecting it to be something like fun and cutesy that I forgot, but instead I remembered like 2008 and like the voice of my abuser, and like I remember hearing Love Yours by J. Cole, and I always thought that it sounded a bit like my abuser. I hate to like call them like my abuser, but like that's what they are.
Yeah.
I don't want to take ownership over that shitty event in my life, but it's what happened. So yeah, so I remember just all those strings of memories, and then I thought, oh, that's not what I wanted to remember, but okay. Like, I obviously forgot about it for a reason, or suppressed it for a reason. So that whole summer of 2022 was like a wave of just remembering trauma and like being up and down between mania and depression, and like I was just not stable that entire summer. So that's partly the reason why I wanted to make that album, to kind of just pay, is the word homage or homage?
Homage?
Yes, that word to my younger self, and kind of explain to her like, this is why you are this way in your connections with other people.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure.
You also mentioned that being Guyanese, is that how you pronounce it? Okay.
Yep, you got it.
You mentioned that being Guyanese was a strong part of your identity as not only a person but as an artist. How does this part of your identity inform the art you make?
Yeah, so I only recently started making art about it. Actually, no, scratch that. I actually did. So in 2020, I got my first camera. I think I have it with me. Hold on. The Canon M50.
Nice.
Because I was on unemployment. No 17, 18-year-old should be touching $600 a week. But I was, because I was on unemployment during the pandemic. So I bought this camera as a gift to myself. And I used it to document my family and like our family story, and like the importance of my grandmother's immigration story, and like how she came here with one suitcase and like bought a big house, not a big house, but like a 2-family house in Orange, New Jersey, and like that's a mecca of like immigrants, of Caribbean immigrants. So I made a documentary about that called 395. So yeah, it's really important to me, because I feel like there's not a lot of Guyanese representation in the media. Like there's a lot of Jamaican representation, there's a lot of other Caribbean countries, but like Guyana, not really. Like I don't even like Rihanna herself is half Guyanese, but the world would not know that because she only claims Barbados.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Rihanna down.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. You were a part of the NYU film and TV show Quarter Life Crisis.
Yeah.
What was it be to like be in that production?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. At first I was like not gonna audition for it, but then I was like, this sounds so much like me. Like she's a musician and she wants to go after her dreams, and like just like it was crazy, because all the coincidences just didn't feel like coincidences. It just felt like fate, because Lauren, the showrunner and the creator of the show, we have so much in common. Like, we both took a gap semester. I think she took a gap year, but we both took a gap from school, from college. We're both Pisces. Let's see, our parents' birthdays are all like similar.
Wow.
It's crazy. And we both sing, and we both like to make films and stuff like that. So it's awesome. Like, so I just felt very aligned with the project, and being at the role Sage Adams was really awesome, because I felt like she was teaching me about life. Like her character, she has to make a lot of sacrifices in order to kind of put her dreams on the side burner in order to take care of her mom, and like just so many like friendship drama. Like, I could just really relate to her character as a whole, and so it was really awesome. It was my first experience being on a TV show, being in front of the camera at that, like someone else filming me, because I've been in front of the camera by myself since like 7th grade, but someone else filming me, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
So it was eye-opening. It was a great learning experience, and I definitely want to do more productions like that.
Yay. I hope you get to do more productions like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Who are some of your biggest inspirations when it comes to creating art?
I have so many. In terms of film and TV, Issa Rae for sure. I feel like she's like, she has mastered the art of authenticity and just staying true to yourself, even if that means being awkward as fuck. And I just love that, because I see myself as sometimes awkward, but I know right now it might not come across that way, because I feel like I'm presenting very confidently. But when I'm with people who I'm not comfortable with, like, I'm very much an awkward person. Like, the other day on Friday, I made it my mission to go to this really cool like mixer with awesome artists, and I was going with my friend Demi, and we both are like socially awkward. So so as soon as we got there, we were like, oh, I don't think I want to be here anymore. So we ended up leaving early. We ended up leaving early and just hanging out with each other instead of the mixer. So that's what I mean. Like, she has mastered authenticity and being awkward and being an awkward black girl. Like, she created that entire term, that entire persona, and she's made so many other black girls just feel comfortable in their awkwardness, and I love that. So that's my film and TV inspiration. But musically, I would say if I had to find an umbrella artist, it would be Chloe Bailey or Kehlani. I feel like Chloe Bailey is really inspired by Beyonce, who's inspired by all of the great musicians like Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, and so many other, like Tina Turner, so many other amazing artists. So that's why I would say Chloe Bailey as the top one. But Kehlani, in terms of just their sound, I feel like is very similar to mine. Like, even when I was making MIA, like, I searched up Kehlani type beats. But yeah, so very, very much those three. And Quinta Brunson, Ayo, I don't want to fuck up her last name, but Ayo,
yes, I know exactly who you're talking about, from
who is
The Bear.
in The Bear, who went to NYU Dramatic Writing. Love her down.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ireland representation.
Yeah. Yeah, I love her so much.
Yeah.
You recently posted on your Instagram that you feel that POC collaborative arts students need to be uplifted more in the program. If you're comfortable, I'd like to give you the platform to speak more on that.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm so grateful to be in collab arts. I feel like it's really shaped me as an artist and made me into a better artist. But I just as soon as I entered the program, I immediately noticed that I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm one of like 6 black people in our cohort, or like one of 5, less than 10 is all that everyone needs to know. And I immediately felt just very alienated, very like alone in being in collab arts. And I kind of clung on to my friend and a few friends in collab arts, my cohort, because we are all POC students, and we all kind of felt similar in the sense that we don't feel community, and we didn't feel community immediately coming into the program. And we just felt like everyone already found their groups, their cliques, their people, and we didn't. So really all we had was each other. So I really did stick to the few friends that I do have in my cohort. Like, I started out the program very meek, very quiet, very introverted, very basically letting people just walk all over me and like taking disrespect, taking just being not being included in groups like Art Palace, for example. I immediately noticed everyone would only gravitate toward people that looked like them. And every week it would be like the same groups every week, and no one would want to change who they were working with. So I ended up, I think I was with my friends my POC friends in the cohort like multiple times because no one wanted to be in groups with us. And that alienation was hurtful, and it just didn't feel good, and it made me feel like I don't belong here. So that was the first instance. And then, so we were talking about our musical influences, and everyone else had already gone, and it was time for the professor to talk about his musical influence, and everyone was talking over him and having their own side conversations. So I was just like, why are y'all talking right now? Like, he's trying to talk about his musical influences. Like, some of us want to learn. Like, in my head, I'm like, some of us want to learn, and some of us are our parents are sacrificing a lot of money and a lot of things to pay for us to get our education here, but you guys are talking over the professor. So I was like, that's rude. Like, I'm trying to hear. And then they kept on talking. So I was like, can y'all not? And then they stopped. And I was like, oh, okay. And my head was like, oh, okay. Because, like, I'm trying to learn. Like, education is really important to me. And, like, it's not easy for me to be able to attend this school. So I take it very, very seriously. I don't take my education lightly. I don't take the class that I'm in lightly because I'm passionate about art. And I'm passionate about becoming a better artist. And I feel like becoming a better artist is about being respectful. It's about being empathetic toward everybody. And if you're talking over everyone, that's not being a good artist. It's just not. So, and what I recently learned, like 2 weeks ago, is that one of my classmates, who was white, she mocked me, basically. She was like, can y'all not? After I said that. And I didn't hear that because I was focusing on the professor. And she literally did that. And just learning that information made me feel extremely disrespected as not just as a person, but as a Black woman. You're mocking me the one time that I speak up, the one time that I use my voice to advocate for myself and to advocate for the professor. You're gonna mock me? That's fucking rude. I don't respect that. I don't. So I lost a lot of respect for that person when they did that. This just made me feel invisible. Like I have Black skin. Like, I know you see me, but you don't see me. And I'm sitting right next to you. Like, there's no excuse. And my mom was even telling me this, like, try not to take it personally, but like, how can I not? How can I not take this personally? You know?
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that.
I think one positive experience, though, that I experienced last week, like, we had in our acting class, we had an experiment and an assignment where we bring in an object and we do a monologue based on that object. We choose a different object that we didn't choose, that we didn't bring in, and we do a monologue about it. And I found that everyone was able to really take pride in their culture and in their background and in their ancestry with that assignment. And I feel like that assignment was necessary. Like, it allowed us to kind of have our eyes open to where everyone comes from. And I feel like as artists, especially in a program where everyone is encouraged to speak about where their culture and put that culture into their art, like, we need a required class like that. We need to know where we all come from. And Steinhardt, they have a new student seminar, and that's basically what that class was like. Like, we learned where everybody comes from, and we're not just kind of thrown into that. I proposed that idea to the higher ups in the NCA, and we'll see what happens. But
yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Thanks. I think it's a really cunty major, and I think it's very necessary. I wish we had a master's program for collab arts. Because I definitely want to continue my education in higher education, like getting a master's. But I feel like it's not, like, they're not going to create that in time for when I want to have a master's. But I definitely do recommend it for any artist. Like, I have a coworker back in Jersey, and I'm like, you would be perfect for this major because you love music and you want to explore the arts. And I feel like if you want to explore who you are as a person, collab arts is awesome because you have so many opportunities to discover yourself in every assignment that you have and every collaboration that you have, and like, you can see yourself in other people as well, which is really, really awesome.
So take this time to shout out any upcoming projects that are coming up. If you need help on any collaborative things.
Child, where do I start? I'm a busybody. I keep myself busy with a lot of projects. So let me open up my calendar because thank you. I really am. So I have a few projects. I want to do, my first new project that's coming out is actually coming out on my birthday, Thursday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's called Sword and Pen Mantra, and it's in response to racial bias that I experienced with the Washington Square News here. And it's an ode to all of the Black EGOT winners who I'm sure were not respected in the way that they needed to be as they were starting out as an artist. It's dedicated to people who just don't respect me as a person and as an artist. And it's also a thank you to the custodian and the food handler the food service worker at Crave, who saw me on the phone with diversity, equity, inclusion, bawling my eyes out basically, because I was just so frustrated, felt so disrespected. And the janitor, the custodian, came up to me and he was like, I overheard you on the phone. I just wanted to tell you, like, whatever God has in store for you, like, is not going to be affected by the setback or by other people. So keep going. And then the food service worker basically told me, like, breathe, calm down a little bit, and write that email because the pen is more powerful than the sword. And I'm clairaudient, I'm clairvoyant, I'm very spiritual, so I don't take messages like that lightly. I feel like that was just like God and the universe and my ancestors kind of sending me helpers in the moment to calm me down and give me encouragement because like I was very, very in distress. So that's Sword and Pen Mantra. That comes out on March 7th. And then the next project comes out on March 30th, which is World Bipolar Day, because I have bipolar disorder, and that's a really important message I want to share to the world, like my experience with mania and like the feelings of knowing or feeling as though I'm the best person in the world, and then coming down from that and like being in the hospital and what that experience was like. So that's what that project, World Is Mine, is about. I actually recorded that song in a serious studio, so I felt very like, oh my God. I felt so professional with it. So that comes out on March 30th. And then I want to do a music video for World Is Mine, and it's kind of that explains mania and my experience with it. And I want it to have an All For Us from Zendaya, from Euphoria type feel to it. So any Black dancers, any Black actors, especially like a male actor to because there's a rap part on the song that I would love a male actor to kind of like cosplay. And yeah, so I'm looking for people to help me film and be part of that music video.
I don't know if you've met Jade and Taylor. They're in our junior year. They're beautiful dancers. They're wonderful people. I'll give you their Instagrams.
Jade and Taylor.
I think Taylor's abroad right now in London, but Jade is here, and Jade is an assistant choreographer for Tisch New Theater, which is the musical.
I love Tisch New Theater. Oh my gosh, I can never get into it.
I can never get into it either. But you know what? I'll keep trying.
Yeah, me too.
We'll keep trying.
They must have super high standards, but
I know,
they seem pretty up there. So that's World Is Mine, March 30th. And then the next one is Fated Lovers. It's a film that I wrote about, it's kind of like spiritual in the sense, kind of like the film I just did last week. It's very spiritual. It's about a man who keeps getting these dreams about this girl. He's an artist and he keeps dreaming that he's painting her, and he doesn't know what it means. And then this girl, Nora, who gets a tarot reading, and it says like, you're about to meet the romantic partner that you seek. And then that person is the guy that keeps dreaming of her. So it's like they're fated to meet each other. And so it's based on when I was Delulu a little bit about this really creative, awesome white guy who I met freshman year, who didn't like me back, but I liked him, and I like yearned for him so much. Poor guy, just saw me at my worst point ever in my life so far. But it's like it's about that delusion that we were like meant to be together because a tarot reader said it so.
Yeah.
So yeah, poor guy.
Yeah. It's the nature of New York.
Yeah, the nature of being
happens.
in New York.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm looking for people to help me shoot that film because I already have a cast for it. I just need a DP and people who are working in film that can help me.
All right, well, that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for being on the show. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your week, and don't forget to disappoint your father. Bye.
Shop talk, I hope you had fun. I really hope your nose didn't run. You should tune in for next week's pod. I think you're hot if you have a dad bod.
Oh, shit.